Hello to all traders and welcome back to another market review brought to you by Orbex. So we've seen the hawkish Fed stance at the Jackson Hole Symposium the last few sessions, and we've seen that gold has had a little bit of a buying impetus. However, it looks like it's going to be capped roughly around the 1925, 1930 handle before we see more of a downside move. But will it be back to 1900? And also, is this just a slight correction, or are we going to break through the previous highs of roughly about 1980? Well, we'll have to wait and see, because there has been slight dollar weakness in the past few hours, but it's not expected to continue for too much longer. As I said, very hawkish stance on the next hike of rates from the Fed. Jerome Powell was very clear that inflation is still high, even though it is only just above 3%. Obviously, from 9.1% this time last year, we're looking likely that it is a very good stance from the Fed. But when it was hiking rates time after time, 75 basis points each time, if we don't forget, we had a strong dollar for most of 2022, and we could see that happening for the last few months of this year as well. So where the dollar index spiked up to $114, a 20-year high, we could see that happening again, or will we see gold start pushing back higher as well? Well, let's just take a look at the charts now. Just after the brief rundown, we're just looking on the daily chart for gold. Like I said, just zooming in, we're just having a brief uptick here, but like I said, I'm just seeing it as possibly a move out of this bearish channel just for now, slight correction before we start moving a little bit lower as well. So it just depends on if we're going to have more of an upside or slight consolidation, and then possibly a move back down below 1900. We did have I look at the opportunities earlier in the day, possibly that the yellow metal will start having a little bit of a lift. But like I said, it could be capped roughly about the 1930 area, so just watch out for that. Not too much of divergences on the RSI for the daily chart. We're just looking at the 4-hour chart now just to see intraday action, and just looking at the moment, just bear with me. So just remove these drawings, it's a little bit easy to see. At the moment, as you can see, we are quite overbought on the RSI. It is starting to sink, and this is giving us a slight bearish divergence. If we just see an uptick here, and then obviously this kind of downturn on the RSI as well. So this bearish divergence could come into play and start pulling prices lower by the end of the trading session. But obviously when the American market does open, we'll see if there's going to be any movement. Until then, obviously we've got the NFP coming up on Friday, but it is still 3 trading days until that happens. So we could see quite a lot of movement on gold. But just see that, like I said, we're looking at 1930 as being slight resistance at the moment, and we'll see that particular psychological handle if it is broken from a lot of the sentiment that is out there. The dollar index, like I said, excuse me, we're just looking likely now is very choppy, but is moving up to the $104 range, and we'll just pull it back a little bit more. And like I said, when the Fed was really starting to push its rates at the end, well, for most of 2022, you can see this ascension on the dollar, and then obviously when it started calming down and providing more of a dovish tone, only 25 basis points at a time, then we saw this collapse on the dollar as well. But at the moment, as you can see here, we are slightly in this channel that I've been kind of monitoring for the last few trading sessions. At the moment, it was even actually a bit lower than that that I was looking at. So we're just peaking out of this particular channel at the moment. So again, we could see a little bit of resistance for the dollar. As you can see, yesterday's trading session ended a bit negatively. So we're just looking likely now at this particular area. $104 could be a good psychological resistance area. But as I said, if gold is capped, dollar could start moving a little bit higher, and we'll see what happens in that respect as well. Let's just look on the 4-hour chart as well. And as you can see here, nice bullish run for the index, and it's not looking likely it's going to slow down. We're just seeing wave after wave of movement at the moment, slight correction each time, but it's expected to possibly move past $104, and then we'll see what the market gives us and opens up in the near term as well. So let's just take a brief look at what we're looking at throughout the course of the day. Obviously, we'll update you on our Telegram and YouTube channels to let you know if there's any breaking news, something that's going to really start moving away from the impetus that The dollar is strong at the moment and gold is weak, so we'll see what happens in the next few trading sessions, and we'll be able to bring you all the news with our Telegram channels and social media channels. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll speak again next time. Bye for now.